Okay, welcome all to our April event. It's called Standing Tall. It's an African event. We hold monthly events on Women Power Up Network. We welcome you from wherever you're joining us, and we urge you to, as Priya will be helping me share the slides, we want you to go to mentimeter.com, enter the code, and let us know from which country you're joining us, right? Waiting on the slides.
Request everyone to be on mute if you're not talking.
Yes.
Just give me a second while I share my screen.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, thank you, Priya. Thank you, everyone, for joining. It's our April event. We're here once again. Yeah, it's here. It's the Women Power Up Network, and we are almost in every continent of the world. We have continental leads, regional leads, and we'd like them to introduce themselves. But before they do, we'd like you to go to mentimeter.com, enter the code on your screen. It's 60514005, and tell us from where you're joining in from. Okay, I'll be calling on all of the leads to introduce themselves and say hi to you all. So I'll start with Priya. Priya, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone. Hello everyone. I am the lead Women Power Up Network, and I'm so excited. I have an amazing team here, and we are there, as Grace said, all across the globe. And that's how we are spreading our awesomeness. And I will call upon Cecilia to introduce herself. She's a Latin American lead. Yes, Cecilia, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. I am Cecilia Bossi, leader of Women Power Up Network in Latin America. I hope we all enjoy this great event. Thank you, Priya.
Okay, nominate someone, the next person.
Yes, and we have Meghana, our V-Mentor lead. Meghana.
Hello, good day, everyone. It's been an amazing journey of last couple of years with this initiative, and we are excited for more. And as Priya rightly mentioned, want to share more of our awesomeness through our mentoring initiative, and about which we will talk in a bit. And hand it over to Priya back again.
And we do have Mariana, our Europe lead as well. She's joining us from Slovenia, Europe. Mariana.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here today with you. You are such a great company. So I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope you will enjoy this too.
Thank you, Mariana. And with this, I hand over to Parminder, our editor of our newsletter, Empowered. Parminder, if you are there, please say hi to everyone.
Hey, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Okay. Nice to see you all after a long time. Hope everyone is doing good.
Yes, thank you, Parminder. And with this, over to you, Cecilia, to take the session away.
Thank you, Priya. And please say hello to each other and let us know from where you are. We are joining today. Enter in www.menti.com, and the code is 605140005. Meanwhile, some housekeeping rules. We are all here to celebrate women leadership. We are all speaking on individual capacity, Our views expressed here do not anywhere represent the organization that we work for. This meeting is being recorded. If you are uncomfortable in any way, please feel free to hop out of the event. If not, you are welcome to join our celebration. Now for community updates, I hand over the session to Priya.
Yeah, so thank you, Celia, and hello, everyone. I am Priya Patra, lead Women Power Up Network. Let us go through what we have been up to in the past month, that is the month of March. First of all, we have a new look, and you see that we changed our logo as well as our cover page to give ourselves a new lift, or I will say a new look and a new outlook. And thanks to James Messi for this makeover. He is an excellent graphic designer. So if any one of you want to connect with him, reach out to us. We will help you to make that connection. And about our community, Women Power Up Network was incepted on Jan 26, 2020. We are not a business, but we are a community with a purpose. We have around 800 women across the globe. It's a virtual community, of course. And our vision is to empower everyone. It's not only women, but men as well, with the right support, skill to transform the future. And as of now, we're just providing a platform to enhance our leadership qualities. We truly believe being good enough is amazing. And you really do not have to be an expert to power each other up. And when such good people come together, we definitely, we power up, we say, and together we rise. And in our endeavor to rise, as I said, we have launched our mentoring program last year, which we call as We Mentor. And Meghna is going to talk a little about the We Mentor initiative now to you. So what do you, Meghna?
All right. So thanks again, and a huge welcome if you have just keyed in. As we came together for the We Power Up network, one thing we realized, one aspect we realized is that we need more of interesting insights, we need more of guidance, and we need more of role models to look forward to. And through We Mentor, that's exactly what we aim at providing. So if there is one of you who is looking forward to a different role, if you're looking at starting something afresh, if you are at somewhere around mid-time in your career and you want to try out something new, We Mentor is the right place for you because we make every possible attempt to connect you to someone whom you can talk to, someone who could be a good starting point, if not finish of your journey towards transforming yourself, but definitely a good starting point. And we launched We Mentor for the first time in 2021. A lot of people indicated a desire to get connected with We Mentor yet again, and definitely that is one of the strong reasons why we are back in 2022 with a fresh edition of We Mentor. So this is completely open to everyone across the globe. Feel free to enroll for it. Feel free to share it. I'm placing the link in the chat window, and we will try our best to connect you to a mentor whom you can talk to in a very candid manner, and someone who is preferably very close in terms of the profile, in terms of the domain, in terms of the time zones as well. So we'll try our best to enable this journey, at least to have someone who can walk alongside with you and someone whom you can look forward to. So that's We Mentor for you in 2022. Feel free to go ahead and enroll yourself. The enrollments are open. and you will then shortly hear more on women. So back to you, Grace.
Thank you, Meghana. And just to mention, PMI Buenos Aires, Argentina, PMI Slovenia, and PMO officers, our friends from Spain, are are supporting us in this initiative. So with this, handing over the stage to you, Grace, for the rest of the event.
Wow, thank you so much, Bria. Thank you everyone for joining us. I'm going to talk briefly on a past event in March. We had a worldwide conference, and Lee Lambert, the founder of PMP, was there, and Dr. Sima Katarina was also there. It was actually an opportunity for us to also celebrate women, because it was held on the 5th of March, and it was really close to the Women's Day, Worldwide Women's Day in March. It was an opportunity for us to really connect, celebrate women. We had a women panel, and it was all fireworks. Aruna, Gali, Niraja, Ganesh, Ivana, and Jaya. They were all on ground, and so much rich conversations. It was actually a time for us to really come together in this time of a troubled world, to show the achievements of women around the world and to celebrate them, and also to let you all know that as women, in achieving greatness, in holding ourselves together, that's when we're able to face the world, talk more about peace, because we know when women talk, the world listens. We believe that coming together can actually break the bias. We can do a lot of things together, empower each other, like Women Power Up is doing, and actually celebrate our wins and encourage us when we are down the valley. So it was a great event, and we hope to see you at our future events for next year. The conference will be coming up next year as well. So thank you so much. We'll be moving on with this event today. Next on our agenda is Carla Krieger. If you will help me with the slide. Carla is a co-author of the book Business Agility Journey. Carla and her other co-authors, Antonio Muniz and Tatiana Feitos, were members of Jornada Colaborativa. It is a community that is helping, do a lot of things and bringing Agile to Brazil, and training and doing journals and just doing everything around education and helping people, come up, train them for free, and do a lot of things for the community in Brazil. And they came up with this book, Business Agility Journey. I had the opportunity of writing the preface for them. I must tell you, it's a compendium of so much knowledge across varying industries, across a number of CEOs. It's a book for now, it's a future. If you're looking to helping your organization on the business agility journey, this book is the book you should go for. It's on Amazon, and she's here today to tell us about writing the book and what is contained in the book. So I'll be welcoming Carla. Not a lot of people know her as a professor. Carla is actually a professor. She's been in a number of organizations around the world. And so you're welcome, Carla. Please take the floor and talk to us about the business agility journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to participate in this event. The Women Power Up Network is an amazing initiative. I admire your work. Congratulations. And Grace has given some spoiler about what I'm going to talk here, but my talk is about the Business Agility Journey book. But I will start talking about a little bit Jornada Colaborativa community, because is where this book and many other initiatives have emerged. So I'm going to try to share my screen. Okay. Are you seeing my screen? Okay. So, Jornada Colaborativa is a agility community. Just a second, because there is something wrong here. Just a minute. Sorry, that's okay now. Jornada Colaborativa is a community passionate about people and technology. that shares knowledge through books and hosting summits, bring diversity from co-authors and trustees that produce content in a high standard of quality. All the books royalties are managed by our publisher to fund the books we give to attendees in our events, and the profits are donated to NGOs. Until now, we have launched of 15 books, and we could donate around 300,000 reals for the NGOs, and we have trained around 15,000 participants in more than 23 editions of our events, and it has been an amazing journey for me. I'm learning a lot with this community, and our pillars to transform lives, because we truly believe that we can transform or support the journey for people in their career, in their personal lives. We have 6 pillars for that. The first pillar that we start were the books, is where Jornada Colaborativa has started. The founder, Muniz, had a great desire to write a book, but the idea never took off until he decided to invite some people to collaboratively write it. And that was early 2019. And we currently have 18 books published, and we have 22 books in progress, because we have a lot of people that had joined to this initiative. We have the Jornada Club. This is a kind of Netflix where members can consume all content that we produce in our summits, in our learnings, initiatives, in additional workshops. And the members receive one ebook monthly. We have our events that we call Jornada Summits, where we had already 15,000 attendees and more than 800 talks by presidents, executives, and experts. We try to bring for our events key persons, key professionals that can add value for our members and attendees in our events. We have Jornada Cast, that is our podcast, where usually we publish our cases from our books. I will tell you about when I will talk about the Jornada the Business Agility Journey book. We have Jornada Learning, it's a kind of academy. We had already trained 500 people and 300 unemployed people for free without charging. And the last but not the least pillar is Jornada do Bem. This initiative is where we manage our donation portfolio. The person that leads this initiative is the person that manages our donation that we do. A lot of companies and communities have joined us in this journey. It's really a great achievement that we had, because our purpose is information democratization, is to support people. And when we have so many companies sponsoring us, it's amazing. It's amazing. And in my experience, always that I was engaged in volunteer environment or initiatives, many times motivated by the opportunity of giving back, I have received much more than I gave. So I know that most of you are engaged in communities and the volunteer work, but I strongly suggest for who have never get involved with community, it starts now, because it's amazing. We can transform our lives, other lives. We can develop great friendship, network, business opportunity. We can support that people can develop in professionally or in your personal life. It support their relocation in some jobs. So I truly recommend that who can engage to volunteer environment or community, please do it. So now this talk is about the business agility journey. I will talk a little bit this book. This book, as I said, is part of the Jornada Collaborative content. I had the honor of leading this book alongside amazing professionals. Grace has talked about Muniz, Tatiana, but we had 48 people that engaged in this book. These people, they really have a lot of experience, and the diversity that they had bring to this book was amazing. The feedback from these 16 executives make the difference in the content of this book, added a lot of value to the product. And some of them became co-authors and shared their cases in the podcasts, and it was very good. The success cases were launched in podcast. It was the first book in Jornada Colaborativa that the cases were recorded and not written in the book. And people had gave us the feedback that it was good and better than just read. So after this book, after the Business Agility Journey book, all of our books started recording the cases. And it was forwarded by Yvan Lebon, that is the person that's founder of the Business Agility Institute. And of course, Grace. Grace, thank you so much again, who for this book representing the Access Agile community that supported us in the English version for us to launch this book in English version. It's the only one book, but there are more books coming in English version too. To share with you how it works to write a collaborative book, I will share some roles and responsibilities that we have for the co-authors. And we usually have a chapter leader. This person is like a PO of a chapter, responsible for the chapter value delivery. This person has always looking for the purpose, how to deliver value, how collaborative. This person should have some competence and skills like collaborative leadership profile, strong interpersonal skills, because he will collaborate with the apprentice writers through the whole process of writing this chapter. We have the apprentice writer. That's a person that is interested in going deeper in the subject, that they don't have much knowledge. And this is an opportunity to learn about and to share experience with experts in this subject. So it's a way that this person can learn with Jornada Colaborativa in reading the book. And and we have a backup person. The backup person is the person that if the chapter lead cannot deliver the chapter because we are volunteer and something can happen, something that this person is not more available. So we always have a backup to write or replace the chapter leader. The reviewer is the person that supports with reviewing and giving us feedback to improve the chapter. And we have the case writers, that is the person that can write or records the book case. This is the roles that and responsibilities that we have when we start a book in Jornada Colaborativa. So the Business Agility book was wrote in 6 parts, where the first part of this book features the content and basic concepts related to business agility, reflecting on the main motivators and pillars that support this journey in organizations. So we have the context of the digital age, agility context, what companies understand by business agility and motivators for adoption, the business agility domains based on Business Agility Institute, the agility story, how it all started, what motivated the agility in our world, in our companies, the importance of the CEO's role in the digital journey, how important it is to have a sponsorship in this journey, agility and holistic vision, strategy, architecture and culture, a systemic vision about business agility, and of course, cultural and political aspects for the adoption of the business agility, because many times there are some blockers or maybe then can support our journey. The part 1 is this is about we write in this book. In the part 2, this book deals with aspects relevant to journey toward greater business agility for any organization. And of course, that metrics and assessments are a very important task. It's very important that we do assessment, that the organization be aware of their strong and what is the pillars and cultural aspects that can support this journey. We're talking about the value streams, the importance of value stream mapping and optimization of the flow, how to establish a single vision, how to prepare the organization, because it's not just to say, okay, let's go, let's start to be an agile organization. We have some steps, some preparation that we should do to start this process. How to deal with constraints. All companies has constraints, and it's important to understand them, to know how to deal, to manage it, and understand the antibodies, what kind of things can block the business journey. And we talk about the agility in scale, because when we desire to have an organization that is it's agile, it's important to know how to scale agility in all areas in our organization. On part 3, we address important aspects and practices for managing changing in organization, because agility transformation, business agility journey, it's about changing. So we bring in this chapter how to deal with change, resistance to change, creating powerful alliance, the importance to engage people, to engage influencers, in the transformation. It's not just for business agility, but any change when we can do or make, and transformations so important to engage people, influencers. And the order of actions is an important factor in this chapter. We talk about McKinsey model of influence, Kotter's 8 steps, and the EDGAR model, and how to work with these 3 models together, executing with lean change management mindset. It's a great combination to make the change. In the part 4, we know that people are the key to a transformation. They make it happen. So we bring some characteristics of the mindset for the new generation of leaders in the VUCA world, in the BEMI world, and why it's important to have confidence, how to engage people, fostering continuous and systemic learning, long life learning. And we question if we are really prepared to receive autonomy. In this chapter, we present the challenge of achieving team autonomy and addressing with Tuxman team building curve. Part 5 of this book addresses of the importance of technology to leverage business agility. Technology is a pillar of business agility. So we talk about disruptive technology, delivering speeding company, the importance of DevOps, business DevOps, business agility, how business agility can be improved by DevOps. Interesting point that this chapter was suggested by one of the executives. We at start had not thought about biz DevOps and these stuffs, and it was improvement from our MVP. We talk about reliability engineers, the SERP for promoting business agility, other technologies like big data, analytics, IA, that it's important tools to support the taking decisions, the adaptive for the adaptation for the organization. So there are a lot of technologies that can support us. And about IT transformation, where this chapter presents technology as a facilitators to achieve agility. On chapter 6, we talk about metrics, how to know, how do we know if we are on the right track, ongoing improvement in adaptation of tools to the business, and the value delivery, because we are not doing business agility just because it's business agility. We need to know which value we really want to deliver, what's value for our organization, and we have some dimensions to monitor if we really adding value, like effectiveness, like quality, DevOps metrics, user experience, satisfaction. So in this chapter about value delivery, we talk about the dimensions of how to know if we are really adding value with our products and solutions. And finally, on part 7, is where we had record our podcasts. As I had commented, this was the first book that we released with the cases in podcast format. Unfortunately, it's in Portuguese. I can share with you the link from Spotify, but it's in Portuguese. Maybe it's an opportunity to you learn Portuguese, but it was an innovation that truly added value for our professionals in Brazil because it's free. So even if a person doesn't buy our book, they can learn from the books cases in our podcast, Jornada Cast. And as I said, the Business Agility Journey was our first book that we launched in English, but coming soon in English version, the Jornada OKR na Prática, or OKR Journey in Practice. I had the honor of leading this book alongside amazing professionals too. So as soon as we had launched, we will launch, I think in June, I will let you know. And any questions? Thank you very much for the opportunity, and I wish success for the journey of the Women PowerUP Network and a great event for all of us. Thank you. Any question?
Thank you so much, Carla. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, I had somebody chatted me and said it really looks really impressive. Okay, you have it on the chat. If you have questions for Carla, I would like you to hold up on your questions. We're running slightly ahead of our schedule, so probably at the end of the event, we'll combine the questions and probably Carla will have a shot at answering your questions. But thank you so much, Carla. Thank you so much. Like I said, it's a huge book, compendium of 48 expertise, knowledge across industries, across companies. Thank you so much. We are glad to have you. Thank you so much. Our love to the Jornada Collaborativa community. Thank you. Congratulations, somebody said. Okay, we'll be moving right ahead to our keynote speaker for today. Her name is Odunwola Onadipe. She is a Nigerian. Odunwola has over 21 years of experience working in a wide range of sectors, including banking, legal, fast-moving consumer goods, consulting, and the public sector. She holds an MBA from the University of Liverpool, United Kingdom, and a first degree in English. Mrs. Onadipe is also the founder and CEO of Marvin and Oaks Limited, a human resource consulting firm. She's a prolific speaker. She is a training facilitator who is passionate about teaching. She runs a club she calls Girls Club, where young ladies are taught godly values and groomed to have confidence to follow their dreams. Odunwola is currently a vice president of the Association of Law Firms Administrators in Nigeria and an associate chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, a member. She's so diverse. Let me stop there. She's really so diverse, and so she'll be taking us through what it means to stand tall amongst many odds, amongst many valleys on her path to becoming a CEO. So, you have the floor, Odun. You're welcome to Women PowerUP Network. Hi.
Thank you very much. Thank you. First, I want to state how appreciative I am for this platform. You know, when Grace called me, I thought, oh my God, how do I power people up? What do I have? What do I know? But when I saw the hashtag, I thought, okay, I could fit. Being good enough is amazing, and honestly, that's how I feel. That is encouraging. That gives me confidence. So thank you, everyone. I think you're doing an amazing job. I have gone through your website. I've followed you. It was through her the first time I'm hearing of Women PowerUP, and I've started following. And I think that this is a fantastic platform for women. we have to continue to encourage one another because we are so diverse. I mean, Grace was saying that I'm diverse, but we are all diverse. We're mothers, we're nannies, we're cooks, we're doctors, we're nurses, we're everything. We're operations manager, even carpentry. We do all of that, everything. So we need to hold ourselves up. So it's wonderful that, you know, you have this platform. It's a wonderful community. Thank you. I won't take much of your time because I believe that I am still on my journey. But I'll start sharing my slides, and I said to Grace that I'll just be sharing my story as briefly as I can to perhaps elucidate what I'm going to be talking about, or how I got to where I am and how I'm going, you know, still on my journey. So can I share my screen now?
Sure, you can. I made you co-host.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. There we are. Can you see my screen? Okay, okay, fantastic. All right, so pardon me, I took your new logo and yeah, to put on the first page. So I think for me, I would like to start with the topic or the title, Standing Tall. What it means to me is, you know, to be proud and confident, to believe in oneself. You know, I believe standing tall is about optimism about oneself. All right, and how that kicks off for me, my talking points, I'm just going to talk around this 4 areas, particularly 3. The last one is just a roundup. My beliefs, I'm going to be talking about what I believe, my beliefs, my journey, how I got to where I am, and then my 2 cents in terms of what I need to say to others who are on this journey or who want to embark on this journey of becoming CEO or owning their own company. Right, so I think the first thing, you know, for me, because I believe that our beliefs shape us. Our beliefs, they shape us, you know, and that I believe that very strongly. So I would like to enumerate for my own, I would like to list here what I believe, because it will form a basis for all I'm going to be saying. You will see them reflect in my attitude throughout my journey. I'm still on the journey, I'm not there yet. So first thing is, I believe that everyone can be relevant. It's a choice. It's a choice. Everyone can be relevant in whatever sphere you find yourself, whether you're working in an organization, whether you're running your own business, whether as a wife, as a mother, as a single person, whatever you are, you can be relevant in your field. You can be relevant in your sphere. I also believe that you can be whatever you want to be. Again, choices. Because human beings, we are created to be adaptable. And I like Carla's presentation about the agile business journey. You know, everyone can be adaptable, everyone can be flexible, you know, to change as things are evolving around you. And I think that's the best thing that can happen to anyone. We need to have that mindset of whatever is happening around you, you can adapt to it, you can change your horizon, you can change yourself, you can transform, you know, however you want to. So you can be whatever you choose to be. I also believe that each of us, we have the power to change our world. We have the power to change our world. There's so much that has been deposited in everyone, especially women. And I'm glad it's a women organization, you know, it's a women community. If you look at every woman, there's always some power that is in there. It's amazing how we're able to achieve what we do, what we achieve, how amazing it is to do so much, you know, especially multitasking and doing multiple things at the same time. Gone are the days, you know, back in the dark ages when women were to be seen, not heard, or women are not supposed to come out and do a lot of things. I believe that was the patriarchal society's way of, suppressing women. But now that women are coming out, we are seeing amazing things that women are doing. Look at the most recent Supreme appointment of a Black woman in America. There's always a first of some of these things, and it's quite impressive, for her to be the first. So yes, you have the power to change your world. You only need to make that decision and do what it takes to get there. Then one of my beliefs also is that desire fuels aspiration. What you desire, it will spur you on into aspiration, and you find out that you're able to achieve what you desire to achieve. So I'll stop there. Now, before I start on meeting me, I'm not narcissistic, right? But as a coach, I'm a life coach. And one of the first things that coaching does for you is to know yourself. And I believe that in knowing oneself, it is the beginning of achievement. It is the beginning of becoming who you should be. It is the beginning of achieving great feats. So how did I start? I met myself. So I took a journey of inward discovery, and I'm able to itemize who I believe or who I realize that I am. So first of all, as I went along in my journey, I know that I'm a teacher. I know this because I took a look back at what I used to do when I was a younger girl, as a teenage girl. I realized I would gather my younger sisters. I was born into a family of 7 girls, but I have just 2 younger sisters and 4 older sisters. And I realized I would always be excited to gather the younger ones and their friends, and I'll be teaching them. I can't even remember, but a picture that came to me was me just teaching them. We had a community school close to where I grew up, and we would go to the school and I'm teaching all sorts of things. I can't remember, but I remember seeing myself teaching. So it's always started like that. And then in groups, teaching songs, teaching all sorts. So I grew up realizing that, okay, I think I have the ability to teach, because every time after that, people would say to me, oh, I really understood what you taught. And I'm wondering, okay, was there anything special that I did? So I discovered that. And along the line of my career, I'm somehow always teaching. Then I became a life coach. Even before becoming life coach, I have done things that I didn't even realize that this is what it means to be a life coach. Then I went to train professionally for this. I sought out a coach in Nigeria, a very good one at that. And I went through the whole process of becoming a life coach, because I know that one of the things that excites me, still talking about me, is I like to bring out the best in people. It hurts me when I see people who seem to have so much potential, but somehow they are inhibited. Maybe they don't have confidence, or they are not able to push out who they are. But you can see behind the screen that you've got what it takes to be this thing. So I decided to go and learn to be a life coach, and I am a life coach now. Then I realized also that I'm an administrator. Tell me what you need to achieve. I'll put things together, and then it's done. So I'm always in support roles. I'm always, handling operations in whatever community I find myself. I go in as a member, and before I know it, somehow I'm out there in one position, and you always have to do with putting things together and organizing things. I also realized that it's something that I enjoy doing. I'm passionate about it. All of these things I'm listing, they are things I'm passionate about. I also see, as I went along on my journey, that I love to mentor people in their career, perhaps because I became a human resource professional in the course of maybe looking at CVs and talking to people. From interviews, I start mentoring and I start correcting. I start saying, this is the way, this is what I think you can do. I see you're passionate about this. And I'm just there, counseling about how to get to where you're going. So because of that, I see people coming to me to mentor, in those areas. And also, in relationship, maybe again, as a people manager, this also might be the reason. Yes, along the line, I finally reached the peak where I became a purveyor of business and HR solutions. That's why I was very interested in Carla's presentation about the book on the journey, of business agility. Yeah, so this is what I'm doing right now. This is where I am in my career, business and HR solutions. I'm currently working in an organization, a corporate commercial law firm in Lagos, and I'm the lead interface manager. Basically, another nomenclature for that would be chief operating officer of a corporate commercial law firm, non-litigation law firm. We don't do court, we just support businesses as consultants, and I'm there running the operational aspects of the business. And also, I oversee the human resource function of the entire organization. And finally, on the other side, this is a non-career thing for me. I started a girls club, mentoring club, mentoring teenagers. Again, here comes my passion for teaching, my passion for bringing out the best in people. So it's a club that is officially registered and it runs. And all we're doing is, grooming young girls to be who they should be, who they can be, follow their dreams and dare to dream and follow those dreams and achieve whatever level, whatever feat they want to achieve, building confidence in them. There are so many things that affect the confidence of young girls in the world today. So we are there to help mentor these young ones. Now, apart from who I am, and you will know why I have decided to put what I have. I believe that to be able to achieve so much, or to be able to do great things, you must identify what you have, because what you have will help you project what you want to become, all right? So in looking at myself, because again, my role involves, relating with clients and meeting people and general business development, I had to sit down to say to myself, all right, so what have you got? Because the truth of the matter is that in business, people are attracted to the person who is bringing business, because whatever business you're doing, someone else is doing it. So why will they come to you rather than come to someone else, rather than go to the other person? It has to be something that you have, and what you have can help you project better than the other person. So it pays to know yourself very well, what you are and what you've got, which is literally what you're selling. So I know I have a charming smile, and what that tells me is if I'm meeting people, put up that charming smile, and then they want to talk to you. Secondly, I realized that, or rather what I have now and what I have focused on developing is a strong presence. Presence goes a long way in determining the people you attract to yourself. If people don't have presence, it's good to build that presence, to find a way to build that presence, because it's very important. You enter a room and before you speak a word, people are naturally drawn to you and they want to hear what you've got to say. It helps a lot for those who are in the business of selling. Salespeople, it's good to have presence. And then when you're in the C-suite, as a chief operating officer, as a chief executive officer, as chief financial officer, whatever position you find yourself, presence is key. When you have a strong presence, you're able to command and influence people around you. Then I know that I have an aura of amiability, and this works in all my relationships. It helps draw people to me. It helps get some things done when you're amiable. And indeed, I've got energy. So all of these things that I have, I use them to my advantage in achieving whatever it is that I want to achieve. That's why that slide had to come in. Now, if I can just run us through very quickly, apologies, yeah. I want to go through my own journey. One thing about becoming a CEO, so to say, or climbing that ladder to where you want to be in the course of your career, I would like to share with you what I believe aided me in my journey. So I started my career as a customer service officer in 2000, in the year 2000. And it was good. It was good. And I did that for about a year. And then I was moved. Then I was working in the banking industry. I was moved to becoming a teller, a bank teller. And I did that for 4 years. As much as I didn't particularly enjoy that job, because it had to do with money, it had to do with calculation. And I did think then that I wasn't very good in anything that has to do with mathematics. But that was what the job demanded, and I had to be the best at it. Now, I'm an intentional person. I'm intentional about everything that I do. And I know that that has worked well for me. And I'll tell you how it's worked as I go along in my discussion with you. Sometimes when you're given a responsibility and it appears that you don't have what it takes to do them, then you intentionally seek the skills, the abilities, the competencies that you require to get those things done. I don't believe in failure, and I don't believe in not doing well at what you've been assigned to do. So that is why I said I'm always intentional about everything. When I was posted to handle the tailoring function, I wasn't excited because I thought, oh my God, I don't know that I can be quick on this, adding money, calculating and posting into the system. And at the same time, I enjoyed the part where I'm talking to customers when they come in. I loved all of that part. But the whole thing about calculating, adding up, balancing the books when you're done, I didn't think I could do it. But I have been given that responsibility. And I said, you know what, Odwala, you don't fail. You always must be the best at what you do. And I said to myself, you know what, I'm just going to do this and I'm going to do it well. So I started learning, I started practicing, and I made a decision to be good at it, to the extent that I was promoted after 2 years to being the head cash management officer for the entire banking industry. What did I do different? I didn't give up. I didn't sit down saying, oh, but I don't like calculation, or I don't think I can do this. I went for it and I worked hard. And I was able to achieve this. And in no time, within 2 years, I don't know that that has ever happened. You know, there was someone who was in that position, but it was swapped for whatever reason. And also, report had gone ahead, you know, to say that, you know, all customers always would want me to attend to them because of my amiability. So from my amiability, you know, being amiable, attending to people, I then started dealing with, I mean, that comes easy for me because it's natural. Then I went in to study hard and work hard at the other weak side of me to bring myself all together. And then I became good at what I was doing. And I did that excellently well. It was on that job that I was then able to move into the career that I have always desired, which has to do with relating with people, people management. In the course of working in the domestic banking operations in my 5th year, I think, in my 4th year, pardon me, in my 4th year, I was handling transactions for the banking department. I mean, the human resource department, they would always have transactions to post. And the lady who handles the transactional aspect of HR would always bring it to me to handle. I didn't know I was doing so well. I was just doing my job, you know, doing it well at that. I typically, I said earlier, whatever I'm given to do, I do it well. I don't believe in doing things, you know, half done or half baked. So, you know, when okay, I'm going to get to that. Don't let me jump the gun. So long story cut short, the lady was going to go for master's program, postgraduate studies outside of the country. And when she was asked who she would recommend to replace her, she naturally recommended me. I was in operations, she was in human resources. And that was how I got my dream of being moved to human resource department, and I've never left that department since. I grabbed it, I held on to it. I'm like, now this is my dream. It's not going anywhere. So that's how I found myself in HR. And I dare say that I thrived because it has always been something I wanted to do. I was just waiting for the opportunity to come, and then I was going to grab it. How did that opportunity come to me? If I wasn't good at what I was doing in operations, if I had given up thinking, oh, I don't have what it takes to work in operations, I can't deal calculations, I don't like calculations, I don't have what it takes, I wouldn't do the job well, and I wouldn't have that opportunity. So sometimes it's always good to be prepared for the opportunity that is going to come your way. That has always also been what I believe in. So that's how I moved into HR. So coming to what I have on the screen for you about being intentional about everything, I knew who I was. I embraced the platform that was given. The only platform that my parents gave me, apart from living in an environment where you're encouraged to thrive because my parents knew the right values, right? I was given basic education that everyone is given in Nigeria, your elementary and then your high school, and then the graduate school. And that was what I have. And after that, every other thing that would come your way now depends on you, because once you're done and you're 18, whatever you want to do afterwards, it's something that you have to go after by yourself. So I built my core values. I built my confidence. Did I have moments when I wasn't confident about things? Yes. But I always believe one thing. Even if you're not confident or you're afraid about doing something, do it afraid. Do it afraid. Don't hesitate. Go into it. And somehow you find that, okay, I think I can do this. And that was what played out in me working in the domestic banking operations, even when I knew that I didn't have what it takes. And I just had to build myself up to achieve that. So I built my core values. I identified what they were, confidence, hard work, integrity, very important to me, resilience, not giving up even in the face of, trials, stretching myself beyond my comfort zone, and discipline also. Doing things will require discipline. And I was focused. I knew I wanted to be a people manager. It didn't come immediately, but I was focused on all I needed to do. Before I was moved to HR, I was reading everything I could read about HR, preparing myself for when the opportunity comes, because I've heard that once you're in operations, you may not get posted to anywhere else because nobody likes to come to operations. So they don't get replacements because it's a tedious work. But I got it. I got the opportunity and I was ready to take it. So, and I was determined also. Determination also forms one of my core values. More importantly, I knew the future I wanted and I acted on it. I prepared myself for it and I acted on it. Now, were there challenges along the way? Were there knocks? Oh, yes, there were. Along the line of my career, when I started human resources, I moved around a bit. I had worked in 2 other banks, commercial banks, and then I finally had the opportunity to be invited to come and set up a human resource department in an investment bank. I knew nothing about setting up structures. I've always just worked as a HR officer in where I was coming from, but I took on the challenge. People thought I was crazy. Why would you leave a recognized bank for an upcoming or another organization that is doesn't have the same brand as this organization? But I said, the work and the role I'm being given is challenging, and I'll take it because I know that when you take on challenges, it builds you up. So I took on the role, and I dare say it was the highlight of my career. So here I am in an 80-man organization, and they were expanding due to business growth in business, and there was going to be a lot of changes. So they needed a seasoned human resource professional who also could manage change. And that was where I came in. So that was where innovation came in for me. I created, designed, did all sorts of things to set the stage for the investment bank. And we grew from an 80-man organization to a 400-man organization. We were hiring, we were expanding, we were setting up subsidiaries, and it became a company with a holding structure as a group, and then you have subsidiaries under, and that was me as human resources doing the hiring, handling all the expansion, drafting policies, writing, and that was the highlight of my HR career, and I'm glad that I did that. The first knock that came my way was the loss of my spouse. Just a few months into this wonderful opportunity that I had, I lost my husband, and that was the major shaking for me, And I thought, there's no way I could go on. Immediately that happened at first. That was the first thing that, oh my God, how am I going to move on? And of course, everyone thought the same. But I picked myself up, and that is why I like this phrase that I put in here: life happens. Do not engage in pity party. It's not fun. I don't like pity parties. I like real parties, So life happened, and I had to get up and go. I had 2 kids to take care of. I had a 3-year-old, I had a 7-year-old daughter, and I just couldn't afford to just sit and wallow in my grief. And I thought, okay, you know what? I'm just going to move on. This has happened. What's to do? And that's where resilience comes in. Anyone who wants to get into that CEO level, you have to be resilient, because in the course of doing business, you will take decisions, you will take risks that would hinder the business, or you could make decisions on transactions that could fall through. But you can't give up because that has happened. You just have to keep going. And this was the first lesson I learned about keeping going and not sitting down in one place. So yes, there were knocks on the way, but I picked myself up and I moved on. I mean, people would see me and say, oh, you are so strong, how are you able to do this? But I delved into it. It was in the same time that I decided to go for my master's in business administration, because I realized that to get to that level where you're running your own business, you need a lot of knowledge. And it's not enough to just have basic knowledge in the field where you are. Business administration is important, being able to administer business, learning about entrepreneurship, learning what it takes to do a business proposal, and all the modules that come in with business administration. It was important. So I delved into that and I finished. Now, the second knock came when I finished my MBA. The very month that I ended and submitted my dissertation, I lost my job in that big company. It was an investment bank, so decisions were made on some investment that crashed, the organization, and that was it. I mean, as head of HR, group head of HR, I made recommendations that we had to let people go, and we start from the top because we were heavy on the top. So I was among the people that had to go, and that was the beginning of my CEO journey. So immediately I left that organization. I couldn't just sit down doing nothing. And with what I was earning in the investment bank, I thought, nah, nobody's going to hire me or pay this kind of salary. So I set up my own business. What could I do best? What do I have? So that took me back to examining myself again. What do I have? What can I do? And I realized that, okay, with all that I have, I can do well in consulting in my field of specialty, which is human resources. And I set up Maven and Oaks. Since 2012 till date, that is 10 years now, we're running, and it's been a good journey. Interestingly, immediately I set that up, I got an invitation to this commercial law firm where I'm working now, that they were looking for a human resource professional who has banking experience. I didn't want to go for the interview, but I thought, okay, let me just go and perhaps I could consult for them. And I went for the interview, and the rest is history. I took on that job. Interestingly, it was a pay cut for me, about 60% pay cut, but I saw something in the lead partner of that firm. And I thought, no, I would like to work with this gentleman. He had a vision, an interesting one. He was the first person. In fact, this commercial law firm where I'm working is the first non-litigation commercial law firm in Nigeria. And I thought that's a big thing. Why did you set this up? Everybody thought it was going to fail, because how can you set up a law firm and you don't go to court, But he's a contrarian, he's someone who believes this can happen. I don't want to go to court, because the legal system in Nigeria is not exactly fun, in the sense of it. There's lots of bureaucracy and all that. This was what informed his decision to set up a non-litigation law firm. And he made that decision, and he started. He told me the story, he shared the story with me, and I found it intriguing and interesting. And I thought, this is the kind of person I would love to work with. So my business is there. I put it on the side, but I said to him that I have a business, and he says, look, I'm not going to disturb you. If you can run your business alongside, it's fine. There's no conflict of interest here. Feel free, it's what you enjoy, it's what you're passionate about, but help me set up the structure. Let's do this. So I told him I would do it for 2 years. And I know that once I set up the structure, we can move on. I can move on, and then he can run. And he smiled. He said to me, well, let's talk again in 2 years. Sisters, this is 10 years down the line. I am still at Detailed Commercial Solicitors, because things keep evolving. And this gentleman has become my mentor, because everything that I want to be, he is. He's so entrepreneurial, he's so innovative, he's so creative, he is so original, And I made him my mentor, and a lot that I'm learning in the course of business, I am learning from him. And that brings me to some of my 2 cents, right? The first thing I would say, okay, in anything at all that you want to be, whether you want to rise to the top of your career working for an organization, or you want to set up your own business as a COO and manager, be diligent. And this diligence you can see running through my career, even right from the very beginning, because every single role that I have worked in, the feedback I get is, oh, you are so amazing. And that's why I love the hashtag, being good enough is amazing. I was good enough for my job, you know, and the feedback I was getting was, oh, that was fantastic, you're amazing. Oh my God, you do this so well. So I made sure that whatever was worth doing for me was worth doing well. So diligence talks about going the extra mile, you know, at whatever responsibility you're given, whatever it is that you're saddled with, whatever position you find yourself. Do it exceedingly well. Be diligent at what you're doing so that you can actually be said to be excellent. And that brings me to the second thing I would say as my own tip, you know, for standing tall. Be good at what you do. Ignorance is not an excuse in any situation. If you're given a responsibility that you're not sure that you can get on, learn. Read up about it, find out how you can train yourself to do well at what you're doing, you know. Then another thing that is also very critical is to build relationships. Remember, I said something about confidence, that I found out that one of my, that one of my core values is confidence. And I also realized that it's something that I had a bit of it, but I had to, you know, sometimes when you're born in a middle-class family and you start finding yourself in the higher class family, maybe, or right in the high society, high class society, maybe by virtue of your job or where you are mixing, you know, a bit of you know, self-confidence that might be lacking might be there, where, you know, you have to remind yourself, this is who you are, this is what you've got, and then that pushes you on. So build relationships wherever you find yourself. In all the banks that I have worked, I'm still in the various groups in that community. Each of the organizations that I've worked in the past, they have a community, and I'm still there as active member. Excuse me. Now, building relationship is so key, because if you want to run a business, you will be engaging in developing your business, you'll be engaging in transactions with other people. And the truth of the matter is that most great businesses or great transactions that you connect and get, they're usually from other people that you have made relationships with. I'll give you a typical example. Like I said to you, I'm running my HR consulting firm, Maven & Oaks, and every single transaction that I have done to date, it has always been that either someone that I had worked with in any of the places where I have worked before introduced someone to me. What am I saying? It's through referral. So it could be someone that was my colleague in the bank that I had worked that said, oh, I know this lady, she now runs the HR consulting firm. Oh, I knew her as a HR manager. She was fantastic. I think you should call her to do this. I still got a call 2 weeks ago and she said, oh, hi, you don't know me. So person introduced you to me and she had said, you are great and you have been so supportive of the business. Please, I would need for you to get on as a HR consultant. Okay, fantastic. And I have had many calls like that. Walk-ins that I have had, I don't even know that I've had any walk-in. It's always been through relationships, through referrals. So I will say that wherever you find yourself in any space, in any community, and that is why, you know, Women Power Up is so fantastic. Someone mentioned when they were talking earlier that one of the things we do is connect, you know, with one another, connect people, you know, business comes in from here, this community does this, mentors, and then from here we connect to business. So it's so amazing. They always come in handy. And I want to say that everyone should have a mentor. Whatever level you are, at whatever level, whether you're already a CEO of a multi-million dollar business or whatever level you are, always have a mentor, because nobody knows it all. It makes the journey easier. When I met Ayuli Jemide, who happens to be the lead partner at Detail Commercial Solicitor, and I said, look, this person is going to be my mentor. I have learned so much. He's a speaker, prolific one at that. Now he's a writer, he facilitates, he runs a business. In fact, he runs more than one business. He's a lawyer, he's all of these things. So with him alongside, I can go and share, ideas. I can go pick his brain and say, this is what I'm trying to do. For example, everything I know about business development, I have learned from him, because he is one person who believes that, look, be original in your style. Find out who you are, and then that is what you sell. If you enter a gathering of people, connect first. Don't just start by selling. I mean, sometimes it can be annoying, but make friends. And from there, your friends will connect you or be the one to even patronize you for whatever business it is you're doing. Then, of the two things that I have to share with you also is the fact that we have to always be tenacious. And that, I dare say that I am. Life always happens. There are biases everywhere. We in Africa, I mean, you may not know this, well, maybe you would. Africa is very patriarchal, particularly Nigeria, based on, religion and what the past has always been. In those days, women didn't even go to school, And when you find yourself rising, you will still find a few, pardon me to use the word, chauvinists, male, who would think, oh, why would you want to do that? I ran into a supervisor like that in my first place of work, and he just wants to always think you're just a woman, what can you do? And it's amazing that even in this 21st century, you still find men who are like that. But you know what? They don't deter me, and they shouldn't deter you. Whatever you can achieve, achieve it. Even with the biases that are unspoken, just forge ahead, just move on. It doesn't matter. At some point, you would be recognized. It might take a while, but you will be recognized for what you're able to do and for what you are good at. And like I said, when I was talking earlier, don't let fear hold you from taking the very first step. When I was going to set up my business, Maven and Oaks, I was afraid. I thought, okay, how am I going to get businesses? How am I going to start? Where do I go to first to start talking about this? But with all of that worry, with all of that fear, I said, I was just going to move on. I was just going to go on and do this. And I did. And I must say that it's been a great journey. We have so many transactions that we're not even able to execute on time, and now, we're trying to get more consultants on board to be able to meet timelines, for all the referrals we've been getting. And again, ensure that you're visible. Being visible is very important. And thank God for social media now, you are able to engage, you're able to join associations. I mean, the world has gone global, Here I am talking to people from Slovenia, I'm talking to people from Spain, I'm relating with people from all over the world, Europe, South America, everywhere across the world, Africa, and that's it. So ensure that you're visible. Get on social media, The young ones have taught us that life is all about social media now. Engage, join associations, volunteer. And finally, you've got to keep learning. If you're going to be a great CEO, you never stop learning, because you never ever exhaust knowledge. Knowledge always comes in different forms. Knowledge even comes when you're even thinking, I mean, imagine if you need to go into diverse things, right? If you've been reading about something, if you've been learning about something, you realize that, okay, you might have the ability to even do this, and then you know, there's no rule that says you should run only one business. People who have multiple businesses, I believe they get there by learning about other things. You keep hearing there's a metaverse now, there is this and there is that. So you've just always got to keep learning as someone who wants to be a CEO, who wants to stand tall, because learning gives you confidence. Learning makes you optimistic about yourself. Learning makes you stand and be proud of what you know. You're able to make conversations in groups. You're able to chip in discussions, because when you gather with people and you're at loss for words, it withers down your confidence. So it's always good to keep learning. So I don't know if I've exhausted my time, but this is my final slide. And I want to talk about the fact that I'm not there yet. And I don't know anyone who who gets up one day and says, okay, I'm there, because you still find people who seem to have achieved so much, they still want to do more. There's always much to do. And sometimes even when you get to a level where you have made so much money, then you find yourself wanting to give back to the society. And there goes another journey. And the journey starts again. How do you give? Where do you give? What are you focused on? What areas? And then, you know, it all starts. So indeed, standing tall is always a journey, because you move from one level to the other. You move from one area of life to another, whether as a CEO, whether as someone who is coming as an employee to become an employer of labor. It's still a journey. Whether you have achieved all you want to achieve as a CEO, and then there's something else you want to do, maybe you want to go into philanthropy, it's still a journey, and there's always something to do in life. As long as one is alive, you will always have something to do, and you have to keep moving. And in doing this, I say grit is necessary, and you just have to keep striving. You give it all it takes, and I know that indeed you will stand not just tall, but very, very tall. I thank you once again for this opportunity. It's been a pleasure communing with you all. Thank you very much. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Priya. So I await questions.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Like, I'm so fired up, and wow, courage is not the absence of fear. You said it all. You're afraid, yes, do it afraid, just do it. That's my take from your presentation. Seriously, I've known you from afar, but I've known a lot today. So I hope I'm conveying a lot of sentiments here. Really inspiring. Priya says, thank you so much for doing. It wasn't just 2 cents, it was more than 2 cents. Thank you so much. Yeah, please, a round of applause, or just some emojis for our speaker, Odun. Thank you so much, Odun. I'll be handing over to Cecilia, I guess, or Priya. Priya, you can take it from here. You're muted.
Sure. Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. Yes. So let me share my screen again. So that was a wonderful presentation. Odu Nula, if I am pronouncing your name right, pardon me if I did do a mistake, but I do have the grit, and so I did attempt to pronounce it. This is a small token of appreciation from our side, our community to you. Keep shining, keep inspiring, and keep smiling the way you're doing right now. With this, Cecilia, over to you. Oh, sorry, it's not Cecilia. It is over to Fanny to share her screen. So Fanny is our newest member in our team. We did not introduce her because we want to keep it as a surprise. She's going to share her screen, and she's going to show us what she has got for us today.
Okay, hi everyone, Fanny here. All right, thank you so much. I'm super excited and grateful to be here today, first of all, and super inspiring talks by both speakers. So I have something for both of them. Let me see. I think I'll need permission to share my screen.
Okay, sure, yes. Okay.
Let's see.
Okay. Good. You can share now. I'm media co-host.
All right, I think I am. Or not, maybe not. Oh, there he goes. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oh, yes. All right, here we are. So this is about Carla's book review. So I hope I have summarized all the points she referred to and the work behind such an amazing product they have created to share about Agile and their, their expertise. And this is about standing tall. Again, it was so hard for me to summarize so many, inspiring, insightful ideas and experiences, but well, I hope this, has captured the essence of what you had to share today.
It does.
Okay, so that's all from me. And I guess now over to Cecilia, who has some great news and exciting
Thank you.
announcements.
Wow, that's great, Fanny. I love your job. Thank you. And yes, Priya, you will share the screen, I think.
I will. Just give me a second. Yeah.
Okay.
Coming up.
Okay, I will introduce next session. The right story at the right time can be a game changer in business. Whether tragedy, triumph, tension, or transition, a good story can captivate the listener and help you achieve your goals. Gabriel Dolan. Why storytelling? Storytelling can make you unforgettable. We will be talking about storytelling for leadership with Cecilia Kansepolski, storytelling coach, at our next event on May 7th. I hope you were all there. And we are concluding our Standing Tall event, a great event. I am so happy to be here. So inspiring. So let us know, what do you think at menti.com 60514005. And we will be back next month with our Latin American event. Go to our social media handles for more. See you there. And thank you for being here.
Yeah. So thank you very much. And with this, we conclude our session, April event, and we will catch up again in May with Cecilia leading our Latin American event. Another exciting topic. We hope to see you again there. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for joining. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. It was amazing. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Danola. Great.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Franca.
Awesome session. Hello, Grace. Well done.
Well
done, everyone.
Did we take the picture?
Oh, I did. We didn't, but I did. Cameras weren't on, but I did. Thank you so much, Fanny. Thank you for, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mara.
Hi, thank you, everyone. I'm so, it was fantastic. I was in the kitchen, but I hear you from the kitchen. I was cleaning my vegetables at home because I'm so happy because we have an organic fair that sells